Hello everyone and welcome back to Vault Hunters. I just bought a couple things off of that wandering trader right here, and one of them was this vermilion skulk. A cool looking one, and the wailing nylium. I think it's like soul sand, but purple on top. Very cool. Anyway, so today we're going to talk a little bit about some of the upgrades we have done here to our base. In the last, I don't know, I've been away for a little while. Had to take some personal time and vacation and so forth like that. We have worked out some of the roof sections of our kitchen here. We have our nice little kitchen counters, our drawers. We have our fire brick oven here with some iron grates on top, which I think look really cool. I was hoping the smoke would actually go through the grates, but it doesn't, which is kind of a bummer. But this is like a brick pizza oven, you know, kind of deal, which I thought was kind of a cool effect. We have our regular kitchen stuff over here, which we actually have some stuff inside of it here. We can make cookies, kelp, baked potatoes, and of course all these things link together. We have our sink here for our water source, our oven for our coal, and we have just our kitchen counter for storage of all kinds of items. So one of the cool things I thought was neat was this green apple cookie. I thought that was kind of neat. So I have a green apple cookie. I can eat that later. Anyway, we have a refrigerator, other things here if we need to keep stuff cold, which I think has a really cool effect. Some more of the walls are kind of finished up around here. I'm not real sure what this room's gonna be yet. Same with this one here. Right now I have my masonry villagers in here, and I've been trading them for the quartz for everything. But it's slowly coming along. I have like a little table and couches and stuff here. So most of this first layer is kind of laid out. I'm still gonna be doing stuff back here in these rooms, trying to figure out exactly how I want to build all of these, because I'm not really sure yet. Over in here, we just have our little composter set up so we can make ourselves some bone meal. And then, of course, we have our main section here. Now, the main reason, the things we're going to be talking about in this video, are going to be some of the upgrades we have made to our storage system. So a while back, I had unlocked Powah. I've had this one unlocked for a while, along with mechanism generators. And one of the things with these, I unlocked Powah because I needed to have the access to the power cables. To be able to use my refined storage and stuff like that. One of the issues I've been running into is power generation. So we'll hop down here real quick, and this has historically been my power generation. I've slowly been adding more and more heat generators. They're actually relatively inexpensive to make. They require some copper, osmium, planks, furnace, and iron, so they're really easy to make. But I needed a way to connect them, and so that's what the Powah came into play with these energy cables. But even after 6 of these, I was running out of power for my system here. Between all my wireless transmitters, my disk drives, my external storage, importers, crafting grids, cables, importers, exporters, you know, all that stuff, each of those require power to be able to run. And so I added a few extra things today, earlier today off camera, and I'll show you those here in 1 second. And I had ran the system completely out of power. So I needed to upgrade stuff. So one of the cool things about these power cables, you can walk through them. Well, the first things I did was I added a thermo generator. Now the thermo generator is, again, not super hard to build. It requires some thermo plates, dielectric casings, and all this stuff is pretty common items, you know, nothing that's too hard. The dielectric paste does require some anthracite or coal, along with some vault nuggets. So that one is kind of expensive, but you get 20 out of it a piece, and a Larimar gem, which is not too bad. I've got plenty of those. So I built myself up a thermo generator. I went ahead and upgraded it to the basic model here, which requires an old one and then just some additional pieces. Nothing too hard. But then, you know, even with this, I still have to put water in it, and it's working okay now. I have my water source here because you actually have to manually bucket it into the thing. You can't use your infinite water bucket to add water to that, which is kind of a bummer, but nonetheless, we have some more power now though, which is great, and it is powering the system. Now these little guys, these energizing rods, I'll talk to you here in a second about. So the main reason we ran out of power was because of these two items right here. These are docks. These are from the Dank storage mod, and if we look it up here, they're easy to make. Just some beniatite and some opal, some gems that we have. And the docks allow you to, number one, upgrade your danks. This is what I did earlier in a previous episode over at CWG's base with his dock that he has. The other thing you can do with these is you can take your danks, I'll grab a few of them out of here, and you can add the importer items to the bottom of it. So if we look underneath here, you'll see this is an importer. And I actually have a couple speed upgrades. I'll show you those in a second. But the importer allows you to remove items from a dank pretty much automatically. So if we look at our dank 2 here, you'll see I have 2 mystery boxes here. Let me grab a couple other things. Let me grab some coal real quick out of our storage here, and we'll add it into this so we can kind of give you a little bit better of an example. So I'll take my coal, I'll throw it out, it'll go into my dank. There we go. And so if we look at my dank now, I have 65 coal. So what I wanted to be able to do is come back from a vault run, oh, that's an elevator block, put my dank into a dock here, and then let this extract all the items from it right directly into my storage system. So as you see here, the coal is being drained out of my dank, and that way, but because it's a locked item, it's not actually going to pull it completely all out. It'll leave the one left at the very end, and we'll see that here now. And it also pulled out the extra mystery box that I had. So basically what this is going to do is this is going to drain my dank down to one of each of the items that were in there before, which is perfect. That's exactly what I want it to do. That way I know whenever I grab this dank back out of here, my dank is going to be ready for the next run. Now, it doesn't put it back into filtered pickup mode, which is kind of a bummer, but that's not a big deal to have to do whenever I pull it back out. So now I can just come back from a vault run, take my dank, see what all's in it, and throw it right into the system here, and it will extract all of the items out, so I don't have to manually take all my items out, throw them down, and then add them into the storage system. Just another little kind of I wouldn't say lazy way of doing it, but an easier way of extracting all my items out. So the next item I wanted to get a little bit farther into is some of the power mods. And you see I have an energizing orb here. Now, power is a confusing mod. This is a way that we can generate power to power all of our stuff that we'll need for other mods, in addition to the mods that it uses as well. So there's things here like generators, dimensional cells, so we can transfer power wirelessly, energy cells, all kinds of different things here, ender cells, reactors. We can actually create ourselves a nuclear reactor, which I thought was kind of a neat thing. Energy hoppers to store energy, all kinds of different cool stuff. The thing that I was mainly interested in was the generators, such as the one down here, that one over there, kind of complicated to walk to. This one here, the thermo generator. Now the problem is this is going to create a good bit of power. Now, if I disconnect this from all of these different heat generators from the system, just pop that guy out right there, you'll see this guy will start draining semi-fast. It's not able to actually generate enough power to run the entire system. I'm actually pulling from the stored power that it has here. Now, I don't know exactly what our system is consuming. 140 FE a tick. This thing is only able to generate 70, so I would need another one. But if I also wanted to get fancy with this stuff, I could, because I would like to remove all the heat generators. These things take up a lot of space. I would like to have my power generation kind of all sustained in one. Right now, they're doing pretty good because I have this in line as well. I'm going to be adding more and more stuff. I'm going to be adding more storage, more disk drives. I want to have a fully powered system and not have to worry about it. Now, I could go solar. I did get a couple solar items, 2 solar generators from mod boxes that I had unlocked throughout the vaults. But in order to build a really big solar panel, you have to have mechanism unlocked, which I don't have mechanism unlocked at this point. I just have Powah. So, I have mechanism generators, but not mechanism. So what I think I want to do is I want to try and upgrade my thermo generator here to one that just makes more power. That way I can eliminate all of these from the system and I just have one single thermo generator down here and I don't have to worry about it too much. Now right now we are at the thermo generator basic, which as you saw here requires some of these items. But if I want to go up one more to the hardened version, which generates 180 FE a tick, which is actually more than my controller is using right now. If I want to go to that one, we need to get to some specialized items. So the hardened one requires a lot of the regular stuff, except for it is now requiring energized steel. Now, energized steel is something that we make using this guy right here, an energizing orb. Now, this energizing orb has to be powered, and we power this energizing orb with these items right here. Energizing rods. Now I'll pull open my wrench here from the Powah mod, and you'll see they are linked up to that energizing orb that's right above it here. We can get a little bit more explanation with the manual for Powah, which is right in here. And the thermo generator was what I was looking at here. If we go to the hardened version here, it has a huge capacity, generates 180 FE a tick, and you can extract 700 FE a tick, which is awesome. Now the only thing is the problem with these are we have to keep the water in it. Now, so it is somewhat of a manual process for that, because I can't automate that unless I had Create or something else to pump water into it, which I don't have that, so I'll have to keep it manual for now. But the water usage is pretty low, so basically I'm just going to need to check it every now and then and refill the water when need be. And so I built my wrench. The wrench is a pretty easy recipe. Look at it here. Just needed some dielectric paste and some iron. And again, we talked about this one before as well, so I made a bunch of that because it makes a lot at a time. Then I made my manual, which is again dielectric paste and a book. So this energizing orb will allow me to get a hold of the energized steel that I need to be able to make this hardened generator. Now I need to take I'll have to take my old generator down, and I'll need to make some hardened capacitors, which I already have some of the basic capacitors. Yeah, we can go ahead and build a couple more basic capacitors here. I'll need to make some more dielectric paste as we go through here. But yeah, so I'm going to be needing this energized steel. Now to make the energized steel, we can go up here to the energizing here. I have to put in a block of iron, a block of gold, and a perfect alexandrite, and that will give me 4 blocks of energized steel. So what I can just do here is grab my iron, can't spell. I'll grab 2 blocks of iron. I need to grab my gold. We'll grab 2 blocks of gold, and then we're going to craft up here 2 perfect alexandrite gems. Now what I have to do is take these items and put them into the energizer, which actually looks kind of cool because I can just right click, and they just kind of float there. Now, if you see right at the bottom of my screen, you'll see a progress bar heading now. And this does take a while. This is a long process. I can speed this up by upgrading the power sender items down here, the rods. Yeah, because right now they're just the basic energizing rods. They actually store some FE as well. But luckily we have enough power with everything right now to not have to worry about it. But I can add more. I think I can add up to 3 of the energizing rods, which I might do to power that guy up there, again to speed up the process, or I can upgrade the energizing rods. And the upgrade ones, of course, take more of these items. So right now we're on the basic. We get a hardened. We need these hardened capacitors, which require the energized steel to do so. So there's a lot that we actually have to do to upgrade these. And so like right now our basic one is max IO of 50 FE a tick. The other one is 120 FE a tick. So this would speed this thing quite a bit, because right now we're limited to, 300, 400, 500 a pop right now with the 2 we have. All right, and there we have it. It has completed. We can go ahead and just open up a spot in my inventory, and I'll just right click and pop it out. And then we have 4 blocks of energized steel. I'm going to go ahead and stick in another set of it there. So now we can actually make the things we need to get the hardened version of everything. So I'm going to take, and I need a lot of stuff here. I got to go pop out my old thermo generator. I have the energized, and actually let's go ahead and make the energized steel because I have the steel blocks. All right, so we'll take one of our block of energized steel. We'll turn it into 9 regular energized steel, and I think I need more, so I'm going to go ahead and do 2 of those. And the first thing, so now we have our energized steel. To make some more dielectric paste to make 40 of those. Excellent. So we have all that stuff. We need to make a thermoplate, which I have all the items in my storage for that, just a basic capacitor. And we'll throw that in there. And then we need a dielectric casing, which I have to make some more blocks of iron for. Then I need a horizontal dielectric rod, which again, these all require gems. So these get kind of expensive after a while. You'll find that you end up running out of items really quickly. I like using bentonite because I have a ton of it, because you can use any special gem for the center of this dielectric casing, which is nice. So I have all that. Now I need to make my hardened capacitors. In order to do that, I need to make 2 of these large capacitors, and I don't think I have quite enough to do that, so we'll go ahead and make some more. And there we go, 2 more hardened capacitors. And so now we should be getting pretty close here. We have our 2 hardened capacitors. We have everything we need. We just need to go grab our thermo generator from downstairs and use it as our piece for upgrading. And here we are. So now we have our hardened thermo generator, which is excellent. Now this is going to create us even more power, which is always a good thing. So to place this down, I'm going to place this back against there, and then boom, there we go. We have our thermo hardened generator. Remove this guy, and then I will place the lava back underneath here real quick. I don't need to let it flow. This is what I was doing. I'm going to take my buckets, grab a couple things of water, and start filling this guy up. And there we go. We have now filled it with water, and so it is now running and generating power. Now it is storing power as well. So it's generating 180 FE a tick. I can extract up to 700 FE a tick. So there's going to be, it can store like 500K? Yeah, 500K FE in this thing. So let's go ahead and disconnect the rest of our system here. And let's see if this guy holds up here. And yeah, it's still climbing up. Not as fast as it was, but it is still climbing up, and we'll see all of our stuff is still nicely powered. Everything is working really well. Now, these guys will use some power as well whenever they're generating. Right now, they're just storing power, but we have enough here in our thermo generator to make it all nice and pleasant. And there we are. We have a lot of the power stuff unlocked now, which is so exciting. We'll be able to do a little bit more with that when we unlock our next mod. Please leave in the comments what you guys think I should unlock next. Should it be mechanism? Should it be industrial foregoing? Let me know. A lot of these are really good. I don't know which one will be the best. Maybe creates what I want. Maybe mechanism is what I want. I don't really know yet. So please leave in the comments what you want me to create or what you want me to use next. And I'll consider that because I'm looking for suggestions. I don't know what the best route would be to go. I don't necessarily want to do something that somebody else is already doing, such as CWG over there. But at the same time, if it's the better mod and it's going to allow me to progress faster and be better here in Vault Hunters, then that's probably how I want to go. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will see you all on the next episode.